Now let's talk about this Yuletide season. I was saying to you earlier that while I was driving down to the office today, I found out that roads were scanty. Ordinarily, if you have to look at Christmas celebration 8-10 years ago, everywhere will be bubbling, everywhere will be busy and all, and you will feel it, you will sense it, that Christmas is in the air. But it seemed not to be in the case this period. And it begs the question, is this season worth celebrating despite the macroeconomic challenges we've been facing the country at this moment?
Well, let me just try to be a bit modest. We won't say the economic crisis Nigeria is going through is local to only Nigeria. We also have it all over the globe. There are problems all over the world. But again, I will agree with you that it's like us now is really, really something to write to, nothing to write to about, because yes, growing up in Lagos and seeing the festivity, what plays out before the Christmas, with a lot of jamboree, a lot of, picnics, so many, people are happy here and there. But for me, it's like as if, I agree with you, it's like what we are experiencing few days, even to this Christmas day, it's like Nigerians have just decided that, well, the way things are, we can't kill ourselves. We will just celebrate the little we have. And I think I have also been in that kind of orientation that where I'd advise Nigerians, please do not go beyond what you can do. We know it's a festive period. We know that you need to spend money. Be on the budget. And it's like the macroeconomic conditions, the inflation, high price of food items, especially rice, has made Nigerians to see that, yes, they just have to maintain. They just have to manage. As we speak, there will be some Nigerians today who they are not sure whether they are even going to eat that Christmas rice today. And that's why I appeal to fellow Nigerians. Please, go knock your neighbor's door and give to them.
I was going to ask you that this season, is it even
this season
right?
Of giving.
Is it even right to even say, before now, you see people wake up one morning and say, I'm going to visit Mr. Charles, because you're certain that when you get to Mr. Charles'
of course
house,
you eat.
There's a lot to eat.
A lot of rice, yes.
I told you some weeks ago when we had a conversation on business breakfast that I visited a family friend, and for the period I stayed there, I was not offered anything. I wasn't really expectant, but it's a norm, it's a tradition that when you pay someone a visit,
of course,
somebody should be entertained. But that didn't happen.
Because purchasing power is down.
Now, so I want to ask, should Nigerians, in the spirit of celebration, spirit of giving and receiving, is it normal for someone to say, I'm coming to visit you, and you are willing to open your doors and take visitors?
Well, it's difficult now, But that's not to say that looking at the essence of Christmas itself, it's a season of giving. It's a season of forgiveness. It's a season of love. And we're not saying you must have so much before you can give or show love. Let's just try in that season of, brotherhood, and let's see. I saw a video somewhere where the preacher was telling his members, if you have this amount of money, come out. This one, come out. And they all came out. And I said, okay, bring out that money. Go back to your neighbor or your relation. Those that you know don't have anything. Give them that money. That is the spirit. Christmas has a spirit. Like we have said, it's a time for reflection. It's a time where you will not find Christmas under a Christmas tree. It should be found in the heart
of men.
And you look at this period, I don't to say, oh, Christmas is for children. Yes, they have a reason for saying that, because children today, you cannot tell them not to celebrate Christmas.
Very true.
For them, it's a period where they wear new clothes, eat good food, and all that. And there is a lot of memories, because if I ask you now to go down memory lane,
I have fond memories. I have fond memories.
Exactly.
Yes, I have fond memories.
And that is an adult.
Yes.
So once you have those kind of memories, you now begin to ask yourself, what is the essence of this Christmas? The essence is to celebrate God's gifts to mankind.
But if you look at Nigeria in particular, because our focus is on Nigeria now.
Yes.
We saw a report some weeks ago that, I think it was the past week, that inflation in the UK has declined.
That's true. I saw that report.
Inflation in the US is also declining.
Yes, that's true.
Inflation in Germany, I guess, is also declining.
That's true.
But in Nigeria, inflation is increasing. And from the forecast, the projection we're seeing from analysts, the increment,
30%.
the increment of the hike in inflation the upward trend of inflation will sustain even in the new year.
Yes, it will sustain.
Now, with all that is on ground now, what should be the reaction of government post-festive season in Nigeria?
Okay, first of all, let's look at the government is trying to diagnose the issues now. And they have said, okay, they know that Nigerians travel a lot. And the government wants to show some empathy.
Yes.
You know, and they have said, I'm sure we can even confirm that.
Yeah,
that
the slashing of
slash by 50%.
Yeah, I was going to even ask you again, Charles, would that do enough?
It will not do enough. But it shows that the government is showing that they feel they are getting the pulse of the average Nigerian.
And that's going to last for a period of, I think, a week.
Yes, no,
from Thursday last week to January 4th. Yeah.
For me, it's a good start. We are not saying that's going to solve the problem. It's a good start. It just shows that the government has the human feelings. You know, no problem with that. But coming to the real tax of saying that quality of life improve, inflation is, moderated. We need to go back to production. We need to go back to transparency. Government officials need to, even if we're having issues in terms of the economy, we need to call a think tank, the experts, let them come and tell us, and let's try this. You know, because in any economy, you need to look at whether it's a developing economy or, or a third world economy. You need to know how to control inflation, interest rates, and of course, exchange rate. These three economic parameters are key for you to have a functioning economy. And if we are not able to look at for our exchange rates now, government policy, you say unify
inflation of naira,
and you are doing that, no strategy on ground to contain that. It's a supply and demand. But I always say that no country in the world will allow its currency to just float. You must have some form of stabilization.
Yeah.
And that's where we're saying the government should come in. But at the same time, we need to reduce our imports too. Most of the companies that are leaving today, I'm not saying they don't have the right to leave if the economic situation is challenging for them. But some of your inputs that you are using to produce, you've been here in Nigeria for the past 30 years. You are not even thinking of, or you're not thought of how to even source some of those inputs locally. At least it's possible. So that you will depend less on your importation, so that you can continue to be in production. So these are the things the government and the economic team has to be looking into. Then also our lifestyle too. You must reduce the cost of governance. It is very key. And government must also show some responsibility. Leakages too has to be controlled. In the course of the year, we were told that they wanted to use 15 billion to repair one government official.
The vice president's residence. Let's state it.
For me, at this time, it's not necessary. This is also a period where I also expect especially legislators, executive, that's the government too, have a slash in your allowances. Yes, have a slash of it, maybe by 50%, so that the average Nigerian will see that this government is serious. They want to actually solve our problem. Then when things have become normal, our revenue is coming in, there is production, there is employment, insecurity has also improved, then you can increase your allowances. But for now, how much revenue are we getting? We still depend on oil. What happened to our non-oil sector? So for us to control inflation, which is key, we need to rejig this economy. We need to increase our revenue. We need to diversify the economy. We need to have different sources of income. Block leakages. We need to block leakages, very key. At the same time, corporate governance.
All right, we need to wrap up now, but I need to get your view now as a personal finance expert. What should Nigerians be looking at as they go into the new year in terms of managing their funds to ensure that they don't get themselves shot in the foot by the challenges of the economy?
Yes, I've also always mentioned that it should improve their financial literacy, you know, because it is not a matter of saying, I read economics, I work in a bank, I'm an accountant, I am chartered, you know, that makes you feel financial literate.
All right.
Financial literacy has to be something that you are able to manage your funds in terms of your budgeting.